Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We got an Eastern Front fight for you all here on the Eastern Front. Oh, excuse me, and there we go. Let's orientate the camera. Let's go through the players. On the Soviet side, we have Smoke, he has Rifle Division. Beth Gordon. Sokrat? I cannot see the full name, but it will come Sokrat. And Akte. All as the Soviets, of course. Only one has picked the commander yet. Representing the Germans, we have Box Bonnie as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. BH-18 as Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. Kikarung as the Wehrmacht. And Eric as Infanterie Division for the Wehrmacht. As I thought before, it's going to be very hard to keep an eye on everything, but I'll try to keep an eye on as much of the front line as possible. But you'll probably already know it's not that easy. Looks like Gordon has also gone for a Rifle Division. Double Rifle Division is not that bad, generally, because Rifle Division is also very versatile. Many of the Russian commanders are very versatile. Looks like we're seeing a bunch of Hitler Youth coming out. Double Hitler Youth here for Box Bunny. Hitler Youth are actually a pretty competent unit you can get early on if you're playing as Panzer Division. You can get basically a cheaper basic infantry than the Sturm Grenadiers. Oh, cost 300. So we have double Volksgrenadiers for BH as the Ostdivision. You can actually arm the Volksgrenadiers as Ost with PPSH 41s. So that's a pretty big deal. But I think the Volksgrenadiers are not going to be prepared for this kind of engagement down here. They're using the bush here though, and the conscripts are busy working, so they're not providing rifle fire. But I think once the sandbags are up, the conscripts will be able to hold this position. We also have some engagement in the center with conscripts and sappers trying to come up against the Hitler Youth. We have some Storm Grenadiers going to be coming in after the Hitler Youth. Northern flank we have double Grenadiers. Grenadiers in the center also. Never a bad thing. But I don't think these Volksgrenadiers are going to last for too long down here, as the heavy cover the conscripts have provided. We also have some actual Fontoviki here. Trained troops. What's this? Early MG42 coming out for BH-18. Always a good weapon. The MG42 is like a linchpin of German infantry tactics. Oh, standing on the open, the Pioneers though is not healthy. But 4v4 on General Mod, if you're wondering. This map is General Mod. Not sure who's going to be able to hold here, but the SS are still holding the center area here. I don't think the Hitler Youth are going to last forever, though. Storm Grenadiers have been armed with MP40s. One of the things you can do if you're playing as Panzer Tactics. They can have a pretty competent medium to close range infantry squad. The MP40 is actually exceptionally accurate over a long range. That's a grenade on them. Just suppress them. MT42 set up here by the Osttruppen. Oh well, not Osttruppen, just Ostdivision.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
Germans are holding the northern front where it's a lot more wild. Looks like the Russians are preparing mines. Not a bad idea. They're gonna do one more prolonged engagement up there. Oh, we have some Fallschirmjägers. So it seems like, yeah, we have a Luftwaffe. So Infantry, Ost and Luftwaffe with Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. An interesting combination. So it looks like the Waffen-SS will take care of the tanks later on. But also a lot of CQC weapons. The Hitler Youth are being armed with MP40s, as we can see. Not a bad map for it. The center here does seem to be very CQC focused. Maxim set up in the building here. And I think the MG42 might be able to win out here because of the heavy cover and it started firing first. Triple Volksgrenadiers. Interesting. No, that's actually a Grenadier, my bad. It's so hard to see the differences. Still no commander for the Northern Soviets. Wait, is this triple rifle? Triple rifle! Holy shit! That's a lot of extra manpower for the Soviets to work with. Wait to see how this turns out then.
Our troops have been lost.
Oh, let's start looking for the MT42 here. Looks like the Maxim with more support is gonna win out. How can I get out of there without being getting killed, is the question. I don't think it can. He is trying to climb or crawl along the... he also throwing smokes. Yeah, I think he's gonna get out of there. Very nice. Now, the northern flank, it looks like the Germans are trying to make a push now. Running into the few Soviet troops' position here to try and hold them. But I think these sappers might be in trouble. They're standing out in the open and trying to lay mines. You become easy to hit while you're trying to build something.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
Luftwaffe coming in for a strafing run. Oh! Didn't do too much damage, but nice to see. Maxim is still keeping the Germans at bay, but it won't hold them for long now, I think. But the Fallschirmjägers will definitely, alongside the Panzer Tactics troops, able to hold this at bay with ease. There's a full-on Fallschirmjäger Angriffscode. Oh, but that's the Molotov straight on the Fallschirmjäger officer. He did survive, though, fortunately. Half plan inside the building. Armored car coming out for the Northern Soviet front. Looks like the Mthis is making a push here with MP40s. That's a lot of MP40s. They can actually suppressed by the sheer amount of them. But that is a Maxim setting up, and yeah, they have to get out of there. But yeah, so many MP40s will suppress. Most fast-firing weapons, if there's enough of them, will suppress. Oh, I don't think these guys are gonna have for too long. That 50 cal on the scout car is actually quite menacing. Opel Blitz arriving, so the MT42 can reinforce down here. Nice to see, but the Soviets have still entrenched the southern flank quite intensely, and are also fortifying along the front here. Hitler, you've tried to push upwards, but the Maxims are pinning them. Where's the rest of the squad here? That's weird. They're back at the base somehow. Luftwaffe Pioneers also present, using the heavy barbed wire for cover at the moment. There's been a lot of fortification here. Okay, lots of Maxims. Also a Dushka has arrived. Looks like one of the Soviets is going very heavy into support weapons. And the scout car is slowly digging through, but mortar shell might kill it. Yeah, direct hit with the mortar. Good to see. But the T-70 has now arrived too. Need to see if the Soviet knows how to use it, because in the vanilla game, this thing can be highly aggressive and you can just drive up to the enemy. You should never do that in Spearhead. In Spearhead, a single Panzerfaust, if the Germans have it, will destroy that thing. So you need to stay at range with it. That is a lot of MP40s. Even the MP40i. More Luftwaffe support coming in over. FT-42 armed Fallschirmjägers present. The sheer amount of Maxim fire might prove too much in the end. Just to say, the FT-42s will certainly give them an advantage down here. Like, look how quickly they're starting to cut down the MT crew. But there's another Maxim here covering the other flank. The Germans just can't get through. E-70 is going for a move. German infantry has not been armed with Panzerfaust yet. We're gonna throw a rifle grenade on it. Good anti-tank rifle grenade right there. You know, rifle grenade did not do anything. Another T-70 trying to flank. But the T-70's main gun is not the good thing. It's the MG on it that you need to use against the infantry. The 45mm is for light vehicles. Not a squad survived though with rifle grade. Did not penetrate. This is why you need to get the Panzerfaust quickly. Because the T-70 is actually surprisingly well armored for a light tank. The troops have a Panzerfaust now. You just have to use it. See, and one Panzerfaust is enough. Soviets making a push for the center, I missed. Luftwaffe troops are present, no. What's division is set up along the southern flank here. Even setting up a bunker of sorts. An artillery bunker, I think. Huh. Maxim in the church though will cut them down as they try to get across the road. SS troops are making their move though with the MP40s. But the Maxims will cut them down out in the open. We have a third Hitler Youth. A lot of Hitler Youth on this battlefield. MG42 cutting them down out in the open on the top.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
Still no commander choice for the Northern Soviet. Pack 40 arriving, that will deal with any T-70s. Water setting up in the bunker. And indeed, one pack shot is all it takes. T-70 trying to push up through the center. As a tank grenade being thrown. Another scout car here. But there's the pack 40 calling the center. That's all it takes. One shot. Hitler Youth once again trying to be suicidal, but again I get suppressed by the machine guns. Artillery being called in by, I assume, the Luftwaffe officer. Excuse me. Not a Luftwaffe officer. Might just be an ability then. Great assault going in from the Volksgrenadiers here on the church. Oh, clearing it out. Very nice. Very nice. And now it looks like the Mthis is doing another push here. MP40s en masse coming through. Oh, the MP40s is just cutting down anything out here in the close quarters engagements. Oh, good grenade too. But now another Maxim is cutting them down. Scout card going through the front lines. But there's this issue 76 on the field. Still no commander pick for the northern Soviet front. What will Scout car do? Will the issue 76 turn? The 76 is turning. But he didn't get a shot off. And will the fights continue here in the center? Pushka position has been set up though. And the SIS-3 is being used as an artillery piece. Scout car though is providing a very big issue. Oh, did it? How did it? Oh, the Pack 40 did it, I think. Unless I missed something. Did this one do it? Oh, it did! It probably flanked it, because the HU-76 have no defenses on the flanks. But there is a T-34 now. And I don't think the scout car here will work against the T-34. Yep, one shot. More artillery is being used by the Soviets. They like to use their guns. Oh, we have a lieutenant alongside some Volksgrenadiers armed with the PPSH, being supported by a 222. Very smart move. This person doesn't have a Dushka yet. But there's the SIS-3. They need to kill the crew on that thing. There we go. They killed the crew. Now that thing can move up with impunity. T-34 in the center though, threatening the Waffen-SS. But the Syscon trying to move up here. But it's out in the open, but it might get a shot off. It did, but the armored car survived. But it's not gonna get out of there, I think. Oh, the Sys 3 pulls back.
Supply sector under attack.
Double T-34 in the center though. They're going in the pack. Panzerfaust have been equipped though for the Waffen-SS troops. There's no commander pick from the northern front. And the Infantry Division is sticking in around here. Church going down to the high explosive shot. Soviet tanks want to try and make a move for the north, I think. But the Pack 40 is still present. Oh, it's nice, he's smoking the position. Very smart. T-34 got taken down in the south thanks to a pack. Someone was definitely not keen on that happening. The Hitler Youth troops are still fighting. Grenade coming in on them though. There's a 76 on the northern front. There is still a pack though. Double T-70s have been prepared by the Soviets. Hitler Youth have been armed with a Flammenwerfer, a flamethrower. Heavy mortar has also been set up by the Soviet Union here to probably start bombarding the southern position. We also have some Storm Grenadiers here present for the Ost Division. I believe this unit is very unique in the fact that they were surrounded by the Soviets. I believe it was 10-1, but they still inflicted severe casualties on the Soviets despite that. I believe that's the story about those guys anyway, I might be wrong. This 78th Storm Division. It might be another division I'm thinking of. Supplies being airdropped for the Luftwaffe. Looks like the Soviets are going to prepare for some kind of push northwards. The Aufklar is actually taking shots with a Gewehr 43 with a scope. Very cheeky. And now he's getting too close. I think he has to get out of there. Oh, he is coordinating artillery though. Black being enabled. Another fighting in the center with the MP40s. MP40s is a very good call though in this kind of environment, I will admit. But the CQC environment is a perfect fit for submachine guns. But if it's a gun here, but then Maxim is opening fire on it. Now the Stuka strafe coming in. And that's a dead Maxim squad. Command Panther for the Panzer Division. Oh, now I think it's gonna become really difficult for the Soviets. Or Hitler Youth pushing forward with the MP40s. Got a big explosion somewhere. Not sure where. Looks like it was there. But the Command Panther is going to make the Soviets have to really consider what to do. Soviets are preparing for a very big push northwards by the looks of it. Lots of conscripts, T-44, Cis free guns. The question is if this push will actually suffice in anything. While the Germans keep digging in the southern flank, they could probably push up further for these points, but they don't know that they're empty. T-42 here, stopping the Montoviki by looks of it. And big Soviet push up north. But there are enough Pack 40s, I think, to stop this. Oh, they drove over the pack! Because that's the thing T-54s can do. The ramming ability they have, they can actually order them to ram AT guns and drive over them. But I think it's a little too late. The infantry division is too dug in, with Jaegers and all kinds of other units present. Valiant attempt though.
Structure.
Still no commander from the top Soviet.
We have lost a pack gun.
Pack being destroyed here. It's fire for effect artillery going in. Looks like the Mthis is pushing up again with MP40s. But they're gonna run into machine gun fire again. And Hitler Youth only have Panzerknackers.
We've lost a squad of infantry. Suchka here. What do you need?
More T-34s coming into the field for the Soviets. Meanwhile, the Germans have slowly tried to take the southern point here. But the Storm Grenadiers are dead. That's not a good thing. Assault artillery going in here. Oh boy, I don't think that's a good position for the Soviets to stay in. Because this entire sector is about to be bombed. Oh, that's a lot of German artillery coming in. But it's over now. Just a few more shells landing. Oh, it's still going. Some other barrage going in from the Soviet side though. Yeah, all the gunfighters specifically, that'll stop anything. Maxes and machine guns are still trying to slow down the Germans on the northern front.
Standing by.
Another Panther coming in for the Waffen-SS. Good, he's building up a Panther force. And if he has a Panther force, he can spearhead and push straight through the Soviet lines. Panther is already relocating, probably to hunt some T-34s. Like that one. Still a lot of machine guns though to stop the SS infantry. More T-34s coming onto the field. Germany should be able to take the southern fuel now. I think a unit is in fact being ordered to do so. Oh, they're being ordered to set up there. There we go. Second, another Panther here to support the Command Panther. Now those two Panthers can work in unison, and Panthers working in unison can be quite powerful.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Germans have fortified the north immensely. Command Panzer J is on the field, and the Panzer 4H is coming as well. But I think with the second Panther here, the German Panzer Division should start to think about pushing. And indeed, another assault artillery is coming in. Sector barrage being called in by the Command Panther here. As this zone is very large, it's a large area that's threatened. So many explosions. I don't think the Soviets are doing too well here. Of course, he didn't hit in the rear of the post. Panzer 4H arriving for the southern flank.
Prepared for action.
I guess the Mthis is just waiting for something. Probably waiting for the order to push. But the Soviets are quickly laying more mines in anticipation for the German offensive. Brave ideas are trying to scout ahead, running into a fortified Soviet position with T-34s. The light doesn't have much apart from light infantry gun artillery strikes, which will help. However, a Hauptmann has arrived. This guy can call in some a little bit more heavy artillery. So the Germans have very heavy on artillery today. Artillery going in here too. And fire for effect. Pulled in by the Lieutenant here. Stuka zu Fuß firing. Destroying most resistance here in the center. Which I think is going to open up for the Germans to make their push soon. Germans are just building up to do it.
It's time for action.
Oh, so the Germans are slowly creeping upwards here.
Panzer 4 is
It says free firing in this area. Oh, the Soviets are making a push southwards. Troops riding on the tanks. Here they come. He's holding a ram.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
But the Panzer 4H is here to cover them.
The enemy has destroyed one
So while this push is getting very far, I don't think it's gonna work out. Oh shit, the Panzer 4! No, the Panzer 4 might still win out here. No, it's go down. But the Soviets don't have anything else to push up with afterwards. Flank on the open blitz. Panthers relocating southwards though. Okay, well, another sector barrage in the north. Soviets had set up a 100mm gun.
brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
They're setting up several 100mm guns. But Germans are slowly creeping closer. Luftwaffe strafing the ground too.
Now we can see them before they see us.
But Germans are making their push with their command Panthers now.
Standing by.
artillery being called in here by the infantry lieutenant. Crowd more present though. For is the unit side is shit that could come out. But not if they get. Not if we get. Oh. Yeah, that's devastating. The Soviets are still fighting on, despite being pushed almost into their base now. The amount of artillery the Wehrmacht is calling in is kinda nuts today. Soviet position is not looking too well. Still 100mm guns have been set up though. And the Panther is leading the charge by the looks of it. Stuks arriving too for the Germans. Always good to see Stuks. I always would recommend Stuks personally. Stuks are a very valuable unit and it's also cheaper than the Panzer IVs generally. People just always goes for the Panzer IV for some reason, but I personally always would prefer the Stuk. It's also the unit you'll probably see a lot more of in the German army than the Panzer IV. Although the Panzer IV was the most produced tank, it was not the most produced fighting vehicle. That was in fact the Stuk. The Stuk is a very versatile vehicle and should not be underestimated. It's not looking good for the Soviet Union here. Soviets are calling more of a retreat. They've almost been locked into the base now at this point. The issue of them all three going rifle division is starting to show slightly, unless they can get something heavier. Even at this point, there's Panthers in the field, and the Stukas ready to fire into the base. Even a Tiger tank has arrived! Oh god, I think they want to end this. Stukas firing into the Soviet base. Destroying a heavy mortar, but it seems to be about it. Well, the Soviets are still trying to do something on the northern flank, but it's not going to work with all the defenses. Like, there's the 88mm gun here now.
The HQ has been improved again. Time to unleash our heavy tanks. Ready for action. Stand by, crew.
Now the Panther come in, then we'll have a full Panther Kampfgruppe. KV-1s are being prepared though. And the KV-1 is a hard nut to crack. With Panthers and Tigers, I think they have the ability to crack it. Now, if it was just Panzer IVs and Stuks, I think the KV-1 might actually be a very decent pick, but Soviets are preparing trenches inside the base. They're preparing for the German counter assault to begin. Panzer IV is showing itself. So it's ordering a charge.
Our brave infantry is dying. Enemy squad destroyed. We've earned a promotion.
But all the machine guns are just going through them. One KV-1 has arrived though. Germans just need to pull into the base here and they can win. The Soviets have dug in around their final positions. Attacking from the north though would be suicide looking at all these 100mm. They'd cut for even the Tiger. KV-1E though is on the field, so this is an up-armored KV-1. 30% increased armor. That's a lot of armor to try and cut through. Seems like the Germans are surprised that the Soviets are not going to surrender yet. So it's just showing some Soviet tenacity here.
You need something demolished?
That's a bit rude to say, Smokey. But some people apparently like to shit talk a lot. The Soviets want the Germans to come in and finish them off.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
And the Tiger got surprised by getting two 100mm shells straight to the face.
Conscripts at our disposal.
The Soviets are preparing the defenses though. Laying barbed wire fields as well.
T gun is ready for combat.
Those fucking fascist pigs!
Indeed, those fucking fascist pigs. I actually just heard him say that a little bit ago. That's funny.
Panzer IV ready. Jawohl, will do.
A second Tiger being called in as well by the Mthis.
We can deploy 105mm artillery barrages at your convenience.
Soviets are preparing everything they need to. Who's firing?
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
And artillery going into the Soviet base.
Tiger Panzer ready for battle.
Now you can enter your base buildings to actually get some defenses against artillery.
The enemy has silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
More artillery going in on the Soviet front line. And the Luftwaffe as well. Come on, Germans, you need to push. You give the Soviets way too much time to just dig in.
Ready for action.
He has enough manpower. Look at all this manpower. He would just spam conscripts in and try and reman everything. And so 4H is trying to make a flank up to try and get rid of this 100mm.
One of our AT guns has been neutralized. We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Now he's actually getting some conscripts in. Good to see. Yeah, the Soviets are just stubbornly holding on despite only being in their base.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Hits are trying to make some headway into. But I think all the SIS-3s and the KV-1 is gonna be too much.
We have lost a panzer.
There goes the Hitzer.
Yes, Comrade.
Germans need to make their move.
Attack. Orders. Standing by.
More strafing ones coming in.
Fast trackers arrive.
Well done.
Kampfwagen is ready.
Come on, Germans, you have the equipment. That's a really close howitzer. Suppose it makes sense. It would help him be very accurate at the front line here. And this is so weird to watch. That the Soviets are still holding on despite being in their base only. Everyone is going to make it push southwards by the looks of it. Stuk is opening fire though in an entrenched position. That'll increase its firing rate because the driver will now be helping unloading. And the KV-1 cannot seem to penetrate. Yep, it was just too entrenched. The Soviets are trying a big push here though. But there's going to be way too much fire here to stop them, I think. Oh, that's a massacre right there. Good Molotov strikes though. That's a bit danger close for that Stukas. But I think the Germans have an opening here. But after that push, the Soviets surrender. A desperate and muddy defense. I'll definitely say that. But I hope you all enjoyed this little engagement. I'll see you all next one, everyone. Bye bye!